You've probably heard of No Labels. It is a centrist political organization that has been putting out messages the last few months, implying in a variety of different ways, and it constantly shifts that they might have plans for the presidential race that do not revolve around supporting either the Democrat or the Republican. So to hear them tell it, they don't like Trump and they don't want him to be elected, although their political strategy does not always imply that. And they do not think that Biden should be the nominee. They don't think that he's popular enough. They probably think he's a communist or something. And so they have previously said that they might be working to draft Joe Manchin to become president. Now, if you were trying to choose a candidate who could actually win, it wouldn't make any sense whatsoever to choose Joe Manchin. He's obviously not going to win the presidency. But if you were trying to take away just enough Democratic votes that the Republican would win, well, in that case, it would make some sense. But they don't like when you criticize them, saying that they're trying to create a spoiler. And so over the last week or so, they've been coming out with new versions of what their strategy is. And each one I find more amazing than the last. So after the Manchin thing, they say, well, you know what? Maybe we won't need Manchin. Maybe we won't need a candidate if Ron DeSantis wins the Republican nominating contest. So this group of, which has lots of Democrats on it, and wants to draft an ostensible Democrat in Joe Manchin to run for them, would also be satisfied with Ron DeSantis as president, just to give you an idea of what their priorities are. But now, after the criticism they've received from that, they're saying, oh, well, maybe we won't do anything. Don't pay attention to us for a bit if Biden is leading by enough come spring. So if Biden has a non-defined lead, then they'll back off and they won't run a third party candidate. And all of this is supposed to happen in America, where being up by 5 points is like a crushing victory. So Brett, what do you think?
Yeah, they also say that they, what we're proposing here is more like an independent moderate, like Ross Perot, who takes from both parties. No, he didn't.
Yeah,
many analyses of the 1992 race, I think it was 1992, 1992. Had our dear friend, the reason that there isn't a second term from George H.W. Bush is because Ross Perot, James Carville said it, watch The War Room, it's an amazing documentary where he calls that the quote, single biggest act of masturbation in history, is the Ross Perot thing, which is, a lot of people got a voice, but it really ended up benefiting the other side, who the candidate was least like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and look, I know it really does suck. I mean, like, I don't care if this hurts Joe Manchin or No Labels or whatever, but I do think that it sucks that the way the system is set up, you cannot avoid that, in theory, running a third party candidate in this sort of setting where the electoral rules are what they are will generally result in that. That does suck. So understanding that that's the basis and that people are going to interpret your actions based on that, I think you have to be a little bit careful of at least about the way you communicate about your candidate and who you choose. If you want to imply that like Biden isn't representative and we need someone better, saying we're gonna get Manchin, who most Democrats don't even like, or DeSantis, is not gonna make you seem more reasonable.